how we've managed this creator to scale up from 2K per month to over 80K in June this year. And we've managed to do this in under 6 months. So, how did we actually do that? Let me explain it to you in this YouTube video. So, this creator started with us in December 2025, and she was making around 1 to 2K per month. And then in our very first month, I will show you the results in the OF dashboard. We've made 18K in the very first month with working with her, and now here in June we are with 80K plus, and and June isn't even over yet, so we will probably go to 85 or 87, I believe. So here, as you can see, here's the creator. She was already on OnlyFans since July, but she was starting to work with us in December. As you can see here, she made between 1 or 2K, and then here in December, we've managed to make her first 5-figure month, and now in June, we are at 80K already, and we have, I think, 6 days left until the month is over. Before she was working with us, she already had a great foundation with her profiles, with her marketing. However, everything was dependent on her. She was working a job and she had to do OnlyFans, chatting with the people. Like, she didn't barely have the time to actually scale her profile. It started to feel like a golden cage for her, and she was also thinking of quitting OnlyFans because it got so much for her. But then she came into contact with us, and then after that, after a few months working with us, she's now also 100% focusing on that. She quit her job. She's currently traveling across the US and also soon to Europe. And she has so much more freedom, less stress. She feels so much better, and she has so much more of quality in life at the moment than before. And I'm going to explain you how we did that, and you can basically just copy here our strategy, our process, if you're an agency or a model watching this, so you can do the same for your creator as well. So the first thing what we've did is we've analyzed her current situation. So we were analyzing her Instagram, her TikTok, like all of her socials, and we've already noticed, okay, why she couldn't grow. She was basically just copying big creators, which isn't bad. However, if you just copy big creators, you will at a certain time you will just have a revenue ceiling that you cannot break through. So what we did, we've basically scraped all of the current marketing strategy she's built for herself, and we've built a new one for her. But we didn't set up a persona. What we did is we sent her a detailed questionnaire where we asked her every single detail of her private life that she was, of course, comfortable sharing with, so we can build her a marketing strategy. And this is what we did. Our main focus was Instagram and TikTok. We didn't go with Twitter or with Reddit or any other platform as our main focus because we believe that is not the right thing to do. Our main expertise lies in these two platforms, and also, of course, in Twitter. However, like I just said, it's not our main focus. So, how was our setup with Instagram? We've had 2 to 3 accounts max. We had 3 accounts with her. Like, one account was just here to farm follow requests. It was basically just a private account. And the other 2 were with reels, stories, feed posts, whatever. However, this is super important to know. We posted super unique content. We didn't reuse any of the content. So it was 3 reels a day, 2 trial reels a day, and we were doubling down on the speaking niche. Why the speaking niche? Let me explain later in this video why we've decided to go down this path. So we've also we didn't get any bans in March and April, and as you may know, in March and April there were so many suspended accounts, and fortunately we didn't get hit by that. Yes, we've lost like 1 or 2 accounts with other models, but not with her. And we didn't switch strategy all the time. I see this with so many agencies, and I see this with so many creators. They try a content strategy for 1 or 2 weeks, and then they switch to another one. Don't do that. You need to test your content strategy for at least a month so you can really say, hey, does it work or not? And of course, the videos need to have a good amount of quality so you can really say, hey, is it the video or is it just that this niche doesn't fit me? So what we do on TikTok, basically a similar system. We had 2 to 3 accounts max, but there was no follow request account. We had like I think with her we had 3 accounts, and then we stopped posting on one. We had 3 TikToks a day per account, and not trial reels. This is my bad here. We didn't post any trial reels. They don't exist there. We were also doubling down here on speaking videos because speaking videos also perform pretty well on her TikTok. So why not doing that? And we also did cross posting. This means we just posted the content that we've already posted on Instagram on TikTok. But be careful, you can't do that with every niche. If you have a niche that is more dependent on the visuals of on the body or the boobs or the butt of a creator, then you can't do this on TikTok because TikTok doesn't really allow that. And we basically here, as you can see, we've had this amount of views weekly, and this was not like by coincidence or just a luck week. No, we've had this consistently week by week. And then for Instagram, we've used this rule. You can also use this rule. It's a pretty simple one. It's 80-15-5 rule. What does this mean? 80% of the content that already worked was posted. So let's say, like I just said, our winning format was speaking content. So we were always doubling down on that. We posted 80% of our content was only speaking content. So 15% was content, speaking content, but we slightly adjusted it and did some testing. For example, we've used a different hook, or for example, we didn't start the video by talking, things like that. So we can also test out other formats, because if we just focus on one single content vertical, then at one point the vertical won't even work anymore and you don't have a backup content vertical. That's a mistake I've also made in the past, and also what I see a lot of agencies and creators doing. And 5% was complete fresh content vertical. So something that didn't have to do anything with speaking. So let's say skits, cameraman content, gaming content. We've just tested out complete new verticals. So we can also see, okay, is it worth to actually push other niches as well in case this one doesn't work anymore? And that's how we found our winning format. Not really that complicated. So the next thing is also similar to what I just told you, is we've tested a lot of content formats at the very beginning. Like, of course, we had like a brief direction where we can go, but we didn't exactly know, okay, what should we double down on? In the beginning, it's super important to find out what works. We have to work out different content formats. And we've did that for quite, I think, 1 or 2 weeks. And then we already had the fortune that we found our winning format that early. It can also take a little bit longer, or you can even find it in the first few days. That's completely dependent on how the creator performs on the market. And that's how we did it. Then we also had like our not band, our ban-proof system. Oops. Our ban-proof systems, so we can also protect her account. And I've actually also made a video about this, so kindly check this out. It's still up to date, even though I think uploaded this almost 2 months ago. Uh, it's still very up to date, so I recommend you to also check that out. And not to protect her moral. Okay, what happened here? Okay, somehow my text vanished here, so we'll just continue. So we hardly had any bans in March and April 2026. Like I just said, we had our ban-proof system that I broke down here. We had 1 account per phone maximum, and I just followed this guide while I filmed myself. So if you need help, then just check out this video. Something that not a lot of creators or agencies are actually doing is community building. Super simple. And also, that's also why our sales are extremely high for this account. I will go more into this detail later. But what we did is we also focused on community building. So when she was basically starting with us, she had 2K followers. And now we've scaled her to 150K in like 7 months. And we've built a real community with her. She has a really strong community. It's not just some brain rot dead people that don't know what's going on. No, they're actually people, high quality people, that are watching her reels and also help her to make her grow her account, because they interact with her content, they interact with her stories, with her highlights, like everything. And of course, I have to give huge shout out to her discipline and also to our creator. She's super hardworking, and I'm super proud of her that she is working like that. Not a lot of creators are doing that, but you can only get results like this if you really work hard. I'm 100% honest and transparent. If she wouldn't have worked that hard, we couldn't have made 8K with her. Absolutely not. I think maximum 10 to 20K would have been possible in June if she was like just 3 reels a week, for example. Because if the creator doesn't give us anything to work with, then we also can't do anything. We can have the best marketing strategy in the world, we can have the best sales team in the world. If the creator is not working properly, then no one in the world can help her, unfortunately. So, any other things that we do is we did live streams on TikTok and IG. But here on TikTok and IG, you have to be a little bit careful. Please don't make yourself too sexual. Just be like a normal girl that is doing live streams. Do maybe a Q&A and just try to interact with the community, and then you won't get banned. A lot of creators are scared to go live because they are scared to get banned. But there's always a common pattern I've noticed. They just do a live stream to promote OF. Don't go in with this mindset into your live stream. Hey, I want to promote my OF. No. Go with this mindset. I want to build a community and I want to have a sustainable brand in the future. We were also focusing, showing a lot of her private life, what she's doing outside of OF, and this is also what helped us to increase sales even more. And here the creator filmed more than 7 videos daily. So here again, I'm sure she will watch this video. Big shout out to you, super proud. Then the next thing is chatting, of course. So before she was working with us, she did the chatting by herself, and therefore she didn't have 24/7 chatting. I mean, that's, yeah. You can't do 24/7 chatting if you're alone. But we've brought her on, and before we even started, right, we've did something else. Before we started, she got a detailed questionnaire from our sales team regarding her persona. For us, it's super important that we can adapt her personality as good as possible. We don't want to burn any people, and also we don't want to sound fake. Like, we don't want to text everyone with like, "Hey babe, hey daddy, did you do this, did you do this, or how are you, or can we do that and that." This sounds super unauthentic, and that's not our goal. Our goal is to be authentic with every creator we have. So we basically built a promotion pack for her. Like, first of all, we started with a free trial, and after that, we started to make the account on paid. Like, for low and with low revenue profiles, like especially at the beginning, we start with free trial. But as the traffic gets more, if we go over 5 figures a month, we start to switch the accounts to paid. Then also, her wallet was a little bit of a mess, I would say. Uh, but we've sorted that, and also we've developed some content systems that basically can be sold to any type of subscribers on the profile. Like, doesn't matter if he has something for feed, if he has something for like a specific costume or something like that, or even for specific days. As you can see, Columbus Day. Then we had for Halloween, like what we currently prepare is, and so on and so on. And even after Halloween was over, we still sold the content. I think it was like 1 or 2 months after that, and we still sold the content. Then, of course, we've also implemented our list system so we can speak to each client as good as possible, and also we've segmented them with a specific amount of spend. Like, for example, this type of people that spend $100 to $200 are the spenders. Then everything above $500 is big spender, and so on and so on. So we have a lot of structure on the account as well. And after that, we had authentic 24/7 chatting, and we've also implemented a mass pay-per-view system for people, for fans that don't text. There will be quite some people who will never reply to you. Doesn't matter how good your message is, doesn't matter how good you are, how attractive you are, whatever. There will be people who will never reply to you, and that's why we've implemented the system of the mass pay-per-views, because these type of people, they just want to be on your account because they are curious and they want to see you. They don't care about content. They don't care about relationships. They just want to buy your content. And all of that is a sustainable and a simple system how we can also increase and also how we can keep the people as long as possible on the profile. And this system, what I just said, made it possible so that 80% of our revenue, or more than 80%, comes just from messages. As you can see here, we've made almost 300K just from the messages. And we only had 38K in subscriptions. So it's close to a 1 to 10 ratio all time with the recurring subscription earnings. And that is super, super good. So you can also have the same amount of earnings as here, and you can also just make 70K instead of over 300. And that's really crazy. Chatting is important, and so many creators and agency don't really take this serious. So what we also did is we've had our big spender system where we treated every big spender properly. So little teaser how we did that. Like we made sure we texted them every day. We have every single information. We even have a Google Sheet for every big spender on the account, and we know everything about them because we actually get to know them. We don't just sell the content. No, we are building relationships. We are treating them like, hey, they are the boyfriends. And this is how you should do it as well. Only that way you can actually build people that will spend a lot of money in a short amount of time. And your goal should never be to just milk them for one time and then never chat again. No, your goal should always be to have a sustainable, loyal fan base on your account that is always going to spend money on you. And this was how we've managed to make this creator over 300K in 6 months. And if you have any questions about this, or if you want us to do the same for your profile as well, or if you have any problems with scaling your creator, then DM me on Instagram, JasonXOFM, and then we can speak about the current situation, and we can also see if it makes sense if we start working together, and also if we can even help you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.